Invictus needs to cut ties with Meghan Markle. Why are they encouraging her? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. Well, I'm not sure if you have seen the latest, but there is a new video out from Invictus. And guess who the video features? Guess who is the narrator of the video? Oh, none other than the Duchess of Hypocrisy, Meghan Markle. So, I came across an article in the Daily Mail about this very video. And as is so often the case, it's pretty obvious this is another puff piece that was sent directly to the Daily Mail from Meghan's PR team. So the video itself is about what you would expect. We got Meghan Markle speaking in the background. She sounds like she has something in her mouth. I mean, that woman's voice is very strange to me, but anyway. We get to see a lot of veterans. Meghan is visiting them, giving them hugs, which, by the way, that's the first time she ever went to visit, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Of course, she has to throw in some of her word salad platitudes with recovery means reclaiming your narrative. What is she going on about? I mean, seriously, somebody tell me exactly what that means. Recovery means reclaiming your narrative. I mean, seriously, this is supposed to be a video about wounded veterans. So what exactly is she trying to say? That somebody who's lost a leg just needs to change the narrative and all of a sudden everything's going to be great again? That woman is so out of touch. And she tells us that healing takes a village. Well, all right, Meghan, a village of what exactly? People just stopping by to visit? I couldn't help but notice this article did not make any mention whatsoever of any donations to Fisher House. So it looks like once again, Meghan was back at her favorite activity, showing up somewhere where she doesn't have any business being and probably where nobody wants her to be, and then she uses some unfortunate people as a backdrop for some positive PR for herself. Oh yes, such a humanitarian. Fisher House Foundation is actually a remarkable organization. They help so many people in need, and they are one of the main sponsors for Invictus. So I don't know why they agreed to have Meghan show up and make it all about herself. I mean, I understand they were probably trying to get some PR for themselves as well, because they are a big organization that does a lot of good work. But having Meghan there, it's not going to help them in any way, shape, or form. And why exactly haven't Meghan and Harry gone to visit Fisher House before if they really care about veterans so much? It is not too far away. It is in LA. In fact, it's very close to some places they frequent, like, oh, I don't know, the San Vicente Bungalows, for example. It's only 5 miles away from there, so if Harry and Meghan can drive all the way from Montecito to San Vicente Bungalows, why couldn't they drive all the way from Montecito to go see some veterans at Fisher House and actually support real people for a change? I mean, the audacity of that woman to show up at Fisher House right before Dusseldorf just because she knew she wasn't doing very well in the polls, so she figured she needed to do something to get some of that sweet, sweet PR. But friends, make no mistake, this had nothing to do with Meghan actually caring about anybody except herself. And get this, so in the Daily Mail article, it says, after arriving a day late to the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf last month, Meghan revealed the visit to the home caused her delay. Speaking on stage at the time, the article says, she said, I was really fortunate to go and visit one of the houses in Los Angeles just a couple of weeks ago, and I was so moved by everything that they do because they understand, as you do, as my husband does in creating the Invictus Games, how much the value of rehabilitation matters, not just as a solitary experience, but as a family. Oh my goodness. Oh, so that's why she was late. I thought it was because she had to buy milkshakes and drop the kids off. So now, I don't know what to think. Now, another funny thing about this whole situation is that the speech Meghan gave where she essentially crashed a party with an open bar. The open bar was sponsored by Fisher House. Of course, I'm talking about the speech where Meghan was wearing that inappropriate Banana Republic dress, and she talked about milkshakes and dropping her invisible children off at school, even though it didn't really make sense that they would need to go to school, and the milkshakes in the morning for breakfast also didn't make a bit of sense. But again, this is not a woman who is known for making a whole lot of sense in her word salad speeches. In the Daily Mail article, they talk a little bit more about Fisher House. And yes, it sounds like it does some really important work. It says that the charity sets up homes near military and Veterans Affairs medical centers around the world. According to the article, the homes have up to 21 suites with private bedrooms and baths. Families share a kitchen, laundry facilities, a dining room, and a living room. So please understand, I am not saying anything against the Fisher House Foundation. They are an organization that absolutely deserves our support. Meghan Markle, on the other hand, no, and that's why I have got to ask, why did they agree to have her do the voiceover work for this video, appear in the video, show up to one of their houses just to get some attention and not do anything to help anybody? And this is just a theory, but hear me out. What if there was some financial reward tied to Meghan appearing in that video? Could it be that they basically told Fisher House Foundation, well, if you don't let her do the voiceover work, if you don't let her show up and pretend to be a good person, then you're not going to get the funding that we promised before? Look, I know that sounds incredibly evil, but again, after what we have seen from Meghan and Harry, I wouldn't put it past them. So then, the article in the Daily Mail goes on to say, the video is not the first time Meghan has lent her voice to projects. She famously did voiceover work for Disney Plus film Elephant. Why did they even include that? We know what happened with that. Reportedly, Disney was pissed at Meghan after that because the money that she was supposed to donate to the elephants, she ended up pocketing, as usual. And then we're reminded that Meghan is completely obsessed with Catherine. Her PR people wrote Meghan also made a subtle nod to the Princess of Wales with her look by wearing the $590 Ralph Lauren collection button-down shirt in blue and white stripe that she first wore to Wimbledon Ladies Final in 2019 alongside her sister-in-law. She paired it with her Lafayette 148 Rafferty midi skirt in black. Oh my goodness. So I guess for once, Meghan isn't wearing some overpriced designer clothing. Remember, she's just like us. She's so relatable. She doesn't need all those fancy clothes. She's happy to wear stuff off the rack. Come on. And then, of course, they have to remind us about Meghan and Harry's big trip to New York that's happening. Honestly, you guys, my emotions are all over the place about this New York trip. On the one hand, I'm disgusted because, well, the two of them always disgust me. But on the other hand, to be honest with you, I am rather excited to see what kind of stunt they're going to pull this go around. After what they did last time, I mean, seriously, how could they one-up themselves? But I'm sure they're going to find a way. Now, if you want, you can find the full video. I don't even know if there's a longer version of this video. There could be. This could just be a clip. But anyway, you can find it on the Daily Mail site. And actually, I do want you all to watch it, or rather listen to it. Not even the whole thing necessarily. But really, I've got to know, is it just me, or does she have something in her mouth? And if you agree with me, what on earth could it be? Is she wearing a retainer now, or what? I mean, the whole video is pretty cringy, just like everything she's involved in. But anyway, you take a look and let me know what you think in the comments. That's all that we've got for today, but thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to read what you have to say about this one. Before you go, though, please don't forget to like and share this video with anybody else who would enjoy it. Please don't forget to subscribe to our The King YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely evening, and we'll be back to see you tomorrow. Bye. I love you all.